Hello, and welcome to Jack of All Things Disney, a podcast created to satisfy your Disney craving. I am your host, Jill Sutton, and thank you for joining today. We are going to be continuing our conversation on Disney cruises. I am taking my first family cruise and first Disney cruise in general in the next couple months. And I am taking basically a deep dive into all things Disney cruises. I am trying to learn the ins and outs. I am very analytical by nature. I have a general science degree with a chemistry and psychology minors. I just love to learn and to analyze things. And so I thought I would share some knowledge with you guys of what I am discovering. So basically, in this podcast, I'm going to answer the question of what is included in a base fare of a Disney cruise and what's not. So this is not an conclusive list. There's obviously things I'm going to miss because I haven't even taken the Disney cruise yet. So I'm sure I'll learn things along the way. But what I have learned, I would like to share with you guys. So when you discover that Disney cruise itinerary that you want to go on, and the last podcast episode, we kind of talked about different ways that you can narrow down your search of how you want to pick your Disney cruise itinerary. So definitely check out that last episode. But on this one, we're going to be talking about that base fare. Once you see that ticket price, what is coming with that ticket price? So in that base fare is obviously the suite that you choose. So whether it is a inside stateroom, a veranda room, or more, there are so many different options and levels of rooms. And depending on the ship, there's even more options. So we're going to pick whatever's best for your family. And that base fare price is going to cover the cost of that room, as well as the taxes that go along with it and any of the port fees. Now, you're also going to be getting breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the cruise ship at various restaurants. There are a few that are paid, but we'll get into that in a minute. But most places you go to, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, ice cream, snacks, desserts, things like that, they're all going to be included with your ticket price. Even the food, if you happen to go to Castaway Cay, the food on Castaway Cay is also included in your cruise fare. Now, I mentioned snacks and ice cream. There's going to be a lot of places to eat on this cruise ship. You are not going to go hungry on a cruise. Food is available all the time. You have pizza, ice cream, all you can eat, really. It's all included. So the other thing is going to be soft drinks, any types of sodas or soft drinks, as well as your standard coffees. Again, we'll get into some specialty coffees a little bit later, but then there's also going to be character meets. Now, what I'm most excited for is these character meets because the cruise that we're going on is a Disney Magic, and it is one of the smaller ships. So I've heard that as far as meeting the characters, it is just a lot less people trying to meet those characters than like if you're in the parks at Disney World. And you know how at Disney World, like they're pretty protected. Those characters have a handler and you can't just approach them in the street. You have to like wait in line at their designated station to actually meet them. There's a lot more freedom, I believe, on the ships. Yes, there are going to be times when you're waiting in line to meet different characters, but just the interaction I think is going to be so special and so unique on the ship. So all those character meets are free of charge. They also do Broadway style shows basically nightly, and those are also free of charge, and they show movies. Also on Disney cruise ships is just entertainment in general. They are going to have dinner shows, they're going to have fireworks. There are all these other things that are just going to blow your mind that are also included in the price of your ticket. If you have a child that is 3 and up, the kids club is already included in the price of your ticket. So definitely take advantage. I'm most excited about this trip because it's almost like a built-in daycare where we can spend a lot of the family time together, but also be able to drop the girls off. And Josh and I have some quality time together on this vacation also. If you guys think about family vacations with kids, it is so fun and so exhausting, but there's really not a lot of one-on-one personal time with your spouse or significant other. So that's something I'm really looking forward to on this trip. All right, what is not included? Like I said, I'm sure that's not an exhaustive list, but let's go into what's not included. So I mentioned before that breakfast, lunch, and dinner is included, but there are specialty restaurants that are a upgraded fee. On the Disney Magic, the upgrade is called Paulo, and it's an adults only restaurant, and you have to get reservations for it, but it is something that is not included in your base fare. The other thing is going to be any alcoholic drinks. and specialty coffees. So they have a little cafe there. You can get some specialty coffees, lattes, cappuccinos, I'm sure, whatever else. But those are also going to be an extra cost. Things I probably don't need to mention, but I will, is obviously shopping on the ship. There's going to be cruise specific merchandise. Any of the extra shopping that you're going to be doing, you're going to be paying extra for. Spa services, if you're going to book a massage or a haircut or a pedicure or any type of treatment. Gosh, they like run the gamut now in those cruise ship spas, but that is also going to be an added fee. Photography, they of course are going to sell you, just like at Disney World, a photography package. And I'm a sucker and bought it. I am the photographer in our family. I am the one that's always taking the pictures. I'm never in the pictures. And I like to at least know that I'm going to be getting a few photos back. So I am someone who is totally for all those photo packages. I am doing it this time. But yes, if you're going to do the photo package on the ship, you're going to be paying for it. If your child is under the age of 3, you're going to be paying for the Small World Nursery. So that is, I believe, an hourly rate. And that is just something to add into your cost. Now, when you think about booking a 2-year-old or younger, your cruise fare is going to be way less expensive. And it's because you're not paying for that kids club. So kind of keep that in mind when you're thinking about letting them go to that nursery, is you're getting a cheaper fare rate for that infant toddler, but now you're going to be paying hourly for the hours that they're in the kids club. Certain snacks are added. So I have heard there's like a kiosk or some type of place where you can get some snacks before going into a movie or a Broadway show. Those ones are all going to be with a fee or a charge, but you can bring your own stuff into there. So pack some stuff, grab some stuff from beforehand, and take it into the shows with you. Fill up your drink cup, go on in and enjoy. One of the things that my girls is also going to experience is the Bippidi Bobbidi Boutique, which obviously is not free. It is something that I am dying for them to experience, and they're very excited for it. But we're going to do the whole gamut, picking out the dress, getting the hair done, the glitter, the makeup, everything. So that is obviously something that has an added fee. If you are ordering room service, one of the things on Disney cruises is you have access to 24-hour room service. Now, what I have heard that is customary is $1 to $2 per plate that they bring in a tip. So make sure that you have some cash, some small single bills that you can tip the people that are bringing the things to you. One thing to keep in mind after booking your Disney cruise is saving some money for tips and gratuities. Now, Disney does something special where you can prepay those tips and gratuities, or else they will be billed to you at the end of the trip. They are going to have a required set amount of $14.50 or $15.50, depending on your stateroom, per person per day. That's going to your dining servers as well as your stateroom host. Now, this does not include if you get room service and you're tipping that $1 to $2 per plate for the room service, or if you're doing a spa treatment and you're going to tip on top of that, or a onshore excursion and you're going to be tipping on top of that. So make sure that you have some cash in hand so that you can tip appropriately on these trips. Lastly, just to keep in mind also is your just associated travel fees. Whether you are traveling to get to the port, you may be staying in a hotel room the night before you leave. You might be staying in a hotel room the day you disembark from the ship before you get on an airplane. So thinking about those things as far as hotel room costs, airport transportation costs, airplane tickets. If you're renting a car, then think about parking at the port, those types of fees. So just try to keep all that stuff in mind when you're looking at these cruise prices so that you can budget appropriately and have the most magical vacation without anything sneaking up on you. One thing that I am curious to do and that I've heard from other people is booking a spa treatment on the day that you board the boat. So I have heard that sometimes they will offer some deals just to get people in the doors on that first day. So it's something to keep in mind and look for when you get on the ship. Go straight to the spa when it opens and see if they have any deals running. I'm also going to be trying to put in for a room upgrade request. I am hoping that somebody else in a class higher than us will be doing the same thing and we can just jump into their spot. I've heard that since the boat is already booked out, that usually they offer these rooms at a discounted deal. So hoping to book ours and get it into a veranda room once we get on the ship, which would be so magical. wish us luck. And if you guys have any other ideas, things that I am missing, please comment below. I'd love to like add them in and talk about them. Obviously, like I said before, this is not a conclusive list because I haven't traveled on a Disney cruise as of yet. So I'm learning as I go, but these are some of the things that I have looked into. And I just wanted to share those things with you so that you guys can be the most prepared for the trip that you're about to take. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button. Hopefully, I've imparted some value to you that you can take away with you and help you plan the most magical trip. I will see you guys in 2 weeks. We will have another guest interview with Kira. She is a travel agent, and we're going to be talking about all things Disney cruises. Oh, just fits right in so perfectly. So she is an expert in Disney cruises, and she's going to be sharing her knowledge with us. So see you next time.